So here's a recipe that is a curry. I've never made curry before. This is one of my first attempts at curry. I found something that works for me that I really enjoy, that is high in protein, high in carb, and it can be high in fat or low in fat depending on what kind of coconut milk or cream you use. Okay, so this one is an easy one to do. I highly recommend it. It's delicious and it only gets better with time. It's full of great ingredients that are good for your body and will fuel your workout. So let me know what you think. All right, so here's what you're gonna need. Your veggie stock, your coconut milk or your coconut cream, your chickpeas, tomato paste, coconut oil and olive oil, curry, cumin, turmeric, and paprika. Tofu, of course. Maple syrup, of course. Frozen peas, butternut squash, coriander, lime, tomatoes, ginger, garlic, a bit of jalapeno. All right, so we're gonna start by preparing our butternut squash. So the butternut squash, we're gonna dice up into not quite bite-sized pieces, but decently sized pieces that are gonna go in the oven first to give it a little bit of flavor, a little bit of color. And while that's in the oven, honestly, you can do whatever you want. So I weigh it so that I know exactly how much is going in so I can put it into my meal prep planner. So for the tofu, you're going to want to cut it into evenly sized pieces as well. So the tofu can often be quite watery, so I didn't show it in here, but you want to just take a cloth and just tamp it down, get a little bit of the moisture out. Then you want to put a tablespoon of olive oil on there, mix it all around, so it's going to take your salt and pepper that you're going to add. And then it's just going to go in the oven at like 350, 400, whatever, but just keep an eye on it. So for the coriander, now we're just like preparing all of our spices, all of our veggies before actually doing the real cook. So the coriander, you can even do this, while the rest of the stuff actually has started cooking. The first thing that you're going to be cooking with is the onion. So maybe start with that. Just cut it up into nice pieces. We're going to stir fry it a little bit, get a little bit of the sugars out. Here I'm just preparing my garlic. If you have a garlic crusher, that's obviously the best thing for you to do. The ginger, I take the skin off and I grate it. You really want to get that ginger nice and fine. We're gonna stir fry it with the jalapeno, with the garlic, and the onion. So a little tablespoon or two of coconut oil go in your pan. You're gonna add your onion. Give it a little stir, a little seasoning, and once it's gotten browned a little bit, then you can add the rest of your stuff. Right now you want to add all of your spices, about 2 tablespoons of curry, 1 tablespoon of the others. If this gets too dry, you can always add water, be reasonable, just keep an eye on it. For the tomatoes, you don't want to overcook them, you just want to give them a nice little color. You want those to stay intact in your final curry. The chickpeas, add those in with the frozen peas, just move things around, get all the flavors acquainted with one another. 2 cups of veggie stock, and then 1 can of either cream or coconut milk. I put cream this time around. So now you're gonna let this simmer for a while. Obviously add your tomato paste as well. Get all the flavors in there, and it's literally letting it sit, letting it cook, and letting the flavors just develop. Add some cayenne pepper, about a tablespoon to taste, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Keep an eye on your tofu in the oven, so you just really need to give it a little bit of color. Same thing with your squash, move them around. I like to get them just a little bit golden brown before adding everything, but once that's done, add that in. It's going to absorb all the flavor and impart some more flavor to your curry. Now you want to add your fresh coriander. Keep some for your showing at the end, for your plating, if you will. Alright guys, so that's how I make my easy, high protein curry. I'm by no means a curry expert. I'm not an expert at many things, especially in the kitchen, but I like to do things that taste good, that are easy to make. Hopefully you found time while you were making that recipe to let things simmer, let the flavors come out, and while you were doing that, you're actually doing something entirely different and being productive. Something that I do is I will edit, or I will write, I will do other things while I'm cooking, or just watch some Netflix or Disney Plus. So I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below, and also take a photo, share it with me on Instagram. I'd love to see what you guys did. And I'm just going to get back to work. Peace.